What is up, guys? IIINK OUT today with a new video. As you guys can tell by this mic quality, I actually got a new mic. Now the mic I got was actually a blue Yeti. I didn't get the blue snowball. I know I was saying that I wanted a blue snowball for so long, but I changed my mind because I was watching videos on YouTube between the snowball and the blue Yeti, and the mic quality for the blue Yeti was just so much better. The blue Yeti also looks a lot better because it has a better stand to it. It doesn't have the tripod stand. And then it has a lot more features to it. It has the volume module where you can put a headset into the mic below it. It actually records, or not records, it shows or makes you listen to yourself as it's coming through the mic. So if I turn up my microphone, I can tell what it sounds like. If I turn it down, I can tell what it sounds like, and everything like that. So one thing I wanted to talk about today was Sam Pepper's prank, which was really bad after the Paris attacks. It only came out 2 weeks after the Paris attacks. He could have made a new video, like a prank about kissing girls like he usually does, because he's a pervert. If you guys don't know who Sam Pepper is, he actually puts out pranks, and actually really bad pranks, really stupid pranks that he shouldn't be doing. But the prank he did was he tied up his friend and put him into a trunk of a car, and his friend that was in on the prank, that he actually got tied up because he was best friends with the person that was actually getting pranked. So the guy who got pranked, best friend, actually got tied up also, but he didn't get thrown into the back of the trunk. But he took them to this place, and it was a balcony, and he tied them both up. One was on the ground on his knees with a bag over his head, and the other one that was getting pranked was in a lawn chair with a bag over his head with his hands tied to the chair. Now what happened was Sam Pepper came over and looked at the guy who was getting pranked, but the guy who was getting pranked didn't know it was Sam Pepper because he had a mask over his face. And then he pulled the bag off of the guy who was in on the prank. Now once the guy who was getting pranked saw his best friend tied up right there and Sam Pepper with a gun, he started crying and started yelling that the guy who was tied up, his best friend, was the only thing that he had and the only person he cared about. He basically was pleading for his best friend's life. So Sam Pepper pulls off his best friend, the guy who was getting pranked best friend's bag off of his head, and puts a gun that had blanks in it to the guy who was in on the prank's head, and he pulled the trigger. Now the guy who was in on the prank acted like he was dead. Obviously that was part of the prank. It was called killing the best friend prank. And then the guy who was getting pranked actually cried and started yelling, "That's all I have. He's the only person I have in my life. He's the only person I really care about." Who wouldn't do that for their best friend if you actually like really care about them? I know I would definitely do that. So this prank was basically an ISIS prank. Like, it is not as bad when I tell the story, but when you go watch the video, it will be as bad because it's basically an ISIS prank, as I said. And he did it 2 weeks after the Paris attacks. Like, that's not right at all. Another thing I wanted to talk about is what's happening at school, because school is actually going pretty well. I got on the honor roll last 9 weeks, and I'm probably going to be on the honor roll this 9 weeks because I still have A's and B's. Interims are actually coming out this Friday, which will be tomorrow as this video is going up. And I know I have A's and B's for that, and I still have A's and B's. My grades aren't going down. I'm actually doing really well in school compared to last year. And if you guys didn't know, if I get a C, I get my stuff taken off me, like an Xbox One. I will get my Xbox One taken off me, but I don't get my computer taken off of me, so I can still record commentaries for you guys. Like, Grandma might take my mic off of me since I just got it if I get a C, but I doubt it. I don't think she'll do that because she didn't buy it. Actually, Inquire about 3 days ago, there was a substitute, and I hate when substitutes come to our school because they don't know what they're doing. One substitute let us take our phones out in writing when we're not allowed to take our phones out at all. Like, no matter what, we're not allowed to take our phones out, ever. But we're allowed to play games on the computer, and some of us actually like didn't take our phones out, but some of us did take our phones out. But she didn't punish the people who took their phones out because the substitute actually put that opportunity to take our phones out in front of us, and we just took it, and she understands that. This was actually a long time ago. I was getting yelled at for laughing, but he was actually joking around with me, but he still put me out in the hallway for laughing. Then he brings me back into the classroom and laughs with me, and then like yells at me again. He was a ridiculous substitute, and he was a really annoying substitute. He's actually like 80 to 70 years old. I hate when that substitute comes. And then Inquire, as I was saying, about 3 days ago, This substitute was being really mean, like when she didn't have to be mean. We basically have to do this hand patting thing where we beat on ourselves, not like abuse or anything, where we pat on ourselves like on our knees and our chests. The whole class has to do that. All 80 people have to do that on beat, like on rhythm. We basically have 4 things. We basically have bass, we have tenors, we have altos, and we have sopranos. Altos and sopranos are girls, and then tenors and basses are actually boys. I don't know why I struggle to say guys. I don't understand. I probably know why I'm in the bass, but some people don't understand why I'm in the bass. I don't have a deep voice. I agree with that. But when I sing, I actually go really low. Like I go this low, and then I go, oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's basically what I do when I sing, because I don't try singing. So this substitute is like, you guys are really bad. She shuts off the music and she's like, if you do that at the concert, and our concert is next Tuesday, she said, if you guys do that at the concert, it's gonna be really bad. But we were doing what we were supposed to perfectly. Like, we weren't doing it bad. That just shows that she doesn't know what we're doing at all. That's why I hate substitutes, because they don't know what they're talking about. She said if she was our teacher, she would probably give us an easy song. She feels like that's all we can do. And then she turns into a huge hypocrite, and then she says, well, I feel like you guys can do this. I feel like you guys can. Like, you just said that you would give us an easy song if you were our teacher. And then you say that you feel like we can do this. You don't make sense. No sense whatsoever. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving also. I know I had a great Thanksgiving. Just played video games, ate food, and spent time with family, which is the perfect Thanksgiving that I want. Christmas break is actually in like 3 weeks, and I'll be making like a video, 2 videos per day actually, except Christmas. I won't be uploading on Christmas, obviously, or Christmas Eve, because I'm not a cool cat like that. I don't roll with that clan. I don't roll with the December 25th clan or the December 24th clan. And I already asked for a Wii U, you guys know that, and I asked for Astros. And I actually asked for a mic for Christmas, but my mom got me that. And that's all I really wanted to talk about. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.